I wonder if you think that a man can be relatively happy or satisfied if his wife or girlfriend is the one leading the relationship. Do you think that's ever possible?
I think guys will lie to themselves and tell themselves that they're happy if she's leading. But somewhere within them, either a part of them is dying or has died off. It's not a good look. You know, you see these relationships where women lead and these men follow. And they're these weak soy beta males, and she's, these powerful, career driven, multiple degreed leaders of the household, or they'll even call themselves partners. That's a term that I hear that pops up a lot when I have conversations with women on my podcast, and they'll come on, they'll say something like my partner, and I'll say to them, whoa, hold on a second, what do you mean by partner? Are you guys partners in a law firm? Like, how exactly are you partners and equal in every sense? Like, help me understand this. um yeah, so I think that women led relationships, they exist. Probably the vast majority of them out there are mostly women led. That's why you hear this atrocious soundbite, happy wife, happy life. It's like he'll do anything to make her happy, sort of thing. Which really just, over time, she slowly and surely loses respect and desire for him.
It's really crazy how common it's insane how common this is. I just bumped into an old neighbor from a couple of years ago, a really good guy, and he kept talking about for 2 or 3 minutes straight how lucky he is, which is
Mhm.
really sweet and cute.
Mhm.
But his wife is just looking at him, and she was just like, he's a good dude, but she was like, yeah, you better believe it, you did
These guys are
score.
all over social media on their birthdays and anniversaries. You'll see like a social media post, like on an anniversary, for example. I love these because I think these are hilarious. See, so it's a so it's an anniversary and it's a post of his wife and they're together with the children around them or something like that, or on a sunset. And it's a beautiful poetic post about how she's his everything and she completes him and she's his best friend and blah 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 sort of thing. And she's tagged in the post, right? So you click the tag on Facebook, right?
Mhm.
And his social media is a picture of him with the family, and the cover photo
I
is
know
him with the family on
exactly
the
where you're
beach.
going with this,
And you
Rich. I know
click through and you
exactly
go
where
over
the
to hers, and she's sitting on the beach with her girlfriends drinking wine,
there's
saying
not
nothing about them on the anniversary.
there's almost no picture of him on her page whatsoever.
Yeah, or if she says something, it's very watered down. It's like 10% of what he puts out there. So that's always never a good sign. Like that's your typical plugged in beta male today that worships the ground that she walks on and thinks that that's what she wants. And women don't want that. Women want to be with a giant. Women are hypergamous. They want to be able to look up to you. And if you're constantly putting them up on a pedestal and praising them, if you treat her like a celebrity, she's going to treat you like a fan, right?
I agree. What do you say to women who are listening to this and they say you think into this too much, this isn't reality, things just work themselves out. You know what I mean? Because this is
Hmm.
this is a very detailed look on male and female psychology. So what would you say to the women that are like, oh, these guys are just so full of
Who
it, or
hurt
they're
you?
so, huh?
Who hurt you?
Right, that's the common thing.
Usually,
I
yeah.
mean,
No, it's standard. It's par for the course. It's usually some disparaging statement about who hurt you, or you've got a small man personality, or you're bald, or something like that. Um, it's very simple. You take a look at them in their lives, right? And then you ask yourself, would I want to trade my life for theirs? Would I want to trade my relationship for their relationship? Would I want to trade my gal for her? And for me, the answer is always no, 100% of the time. So you have to understand that hate always comes from beneath, right?
mhm,
People don't ever get jealous of losers. They're only spewing hate because they don't have anything, they don't have a argument to counter it, right? So all they
mhm.
do is they have to ad hom attack you, or they insult you, or they'll say you have a small PP, or somebody hurt you or something like that. But the truth of the matter is you're 100% right. Uh, Bombers only ever get flak when they're over the target. And that's the reality of that circumstance, right? So you
Very
just have
true. That's very
to you
true.
just have to laugh at it. It's like fine, whatever.
It's funny though, because I mean, my channel isn't big yet, and I do a lot of different kinds of content. This is definitely one of the main topics. A lot of the girls in my circles, whether I, I'm a Hebe, So a lot of the women in my circles tend to be more conservative anyway. I'm not going to
Hmm.
say there aren't definitely much, more feminist leaning women, but the ones that I interact with typically tend to agree with me on a lot of these things anyhow.
Yeah.
And I think they know that I'm not going to change my way of thinking regardless. So they can disagree with me all they want, and I really couldn't care less. But I come at it from a very I come at it from a very nurturing point of view. I want to be the leader. I want to be the provider. I want to be the one that makes sure they're safe physically, emotionally, spiritually. This is something I want. So for them to disagree with all that, to me, it's just I look at them kind of with a side eye and I go, if that's what you want, if you want what I do not want, I don't need anything to. I have no reason to interact with you altogether.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
never it really never comes to that, to be honest. So
Yeah, you'll see these trad cons, these traditional, conservative type of women that will kind of give you the side eye when you have these conversations. But when the bill comes, you're paying for it, right? If there's a bang in the night and an intruder breaks in the house, you're taking care of it, not them. So it's just like one of these problems with this toxic version of feminism today is it's like an a la carte for them, right? Like true equality does not exist, and they're constantly pushing for what they call equality, but they've had equality forever. They have more
mhm.
than equality. If anything, they have supremacy. If you take a look at how
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the family courts treat fathers when you get divorced, the advantage is completely in the mother's favor, always in all
Without a
Western
question.
countries.
Without a question.
So to say like, the things like, I don't really believe it, or the side eye sort of thing like that, but you're out on a date and, you're paying the bill and you're driving the car and you're dropping her off and you're taking care of her and all this sort of stuff. It's like, like, what's it going to be? You know,
Things are too comfortable, man. Once we established air conditioning and we have all of these roads,
it's
highways,
all
and
air
bridges,
conditioning's fault. And who created air conditioning? It's men. So that means it's men's fault.
that's just what it is. When a society gets too comfortable, women decide to step in then and kind of, they take all the easy, for the most part, non-heavy labor jobs that were put in place because of men. And
Yeah.
so, sure, it's very easy. If you've heard of the comedian Andrew Schultz, he jokes about this, but there's
Mhm.
a lot of reality behind it.
Yeah.
If all this infrastructure wasn't put in place and built by men, you wouldn't be able to go and do the things you want to do. You turn America back into the Stone Age and see how long these ridiculous ideas last. They won't last at all.
Correct.
So, I kind of just laugh at it, but I think obviously history repeats itself. Any country that has seen the highest points in society eventually sees lower points, and all of these attempted implementations to change what works always ends up showing up, meaning people end up realizing that it wasn't a very good idea to begin with.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.